Hello everyone, and thank you for joining the Next Generation Security Operations Center. My name is Rani Shalom, and together with me today is my friend and colleague Oren Koren. In this session, we will review the challenges for the cybersecurity teams and offer you a quick peek into how Check Point is going to help you manage and resolve these challenges with a new and innovative tool developed by the Check Point research team. But first, I'd like to start with a true story. Let's meet Jake. Jake is a cybersecurity professional working for Acme Corp, a 1,500 employee company in the IT services industry. The cybersecurity team is tasked with keeping the company and its employees safe from cyber threats. Jake took the necessary steps to ensure most threats are prevented, and his team is using a SIEM platform to collect logs and monitor security events. One day, the CEO called Jake to his office and told him about rumors that confidential information that was stolen from the company. He asked Jake to investigate if this is true, and if yes, discover how this information was stolen from the company. Following a week of investigation, Jake discovered that about a month ago, more than 100 gigabytes of information were uploaded to an unknown IP address. The CEO was, of course, very concerned with the legal liabilities, trade secrets, and financial damages that can follow such a major breach event. Jake was devastated. His team was putting 150% in making sure that the company is safe, but they felt that they are fighting a battle that they cannot win. Why? Because thousands of alerts every day are created, and there's a never-ending backlog. They never go home at night knowing that they reviewed all the logs and uncovered all threats. And they also feel that they are not as efficient as they would like to be, because a lot of their time is wasted on manual tasks, such as, for example, piecing together information from multiple monitoring tools and finding reliable and useful threat intelligence. Jake and his team are stretched thin. Every day, the cybersecurity team has to sort through a flood of alerts and logs in order to identify potential threats. These alerts are generated by multiple tools because of our environment continues to expand and become more convoluted. Network, cloud, mobile, IoT, and more and more and more. I listed here some, but not all, of the team's activities. Identifying the needle in the large haystack of logs, investigating potential incidents, triaging and prioritizing detected events, coordinating a response across team members and tools, reporting to management, keeping up with new and trending attacks, and ensuring an updated set of rules is here to help detect such attacks. But this is not all what Jake and his team have to do. They need to accomplish every single day many more activities, like patching up systems, like responding to tickets, and so much more. So let's see how we can elevate Jake's game by giving him a tool that can do most of his work for him and provide his organization with the same level of security that mature SOC teams provide to large organizations. Infinity Vision XDR is a new tool Check Point is about to launch soon. This tool will help consolidate, automate, and simplify the cybersecurity team's processes and operations. The platform is built on 3 pillars: monitoring all attack vectors in a single application that also supports the full security operation cycle: detection, investigation, hunting, and response. Increasing the effectiveness of your security team by automating and optimizing manual security tasks. And finally, and most importantly, up-level your security by simplifying processes and letting the platform do most of the work for you. Exposing highly stealthy attacks requires detecting weak signals across multiple attack vectors. Infinity Vision XDR collects data and telemetry from all vectors, including, for example, network, cloud, mobile, endpoint, mail, and more and more. And although Infinity Vision XDR is a new platform, it is built based on the knowledge and experience that we acquired over the past year with multiple incident detection and response tools, such as, for example, Infinity SOC, that over the past 6 months analyzed over 8 billion logs and helped its users to expose about 15 lookalike domains that impersonated their brands and uncovered more than 20,000 infected hosts not detected by the other security teams. Harmony Endpoint EDR analyzes more than 2 billion logs every day and already flagged over 100 infected endpoints undetected by other tools. CloudGuard Analytics and CloudGuard NDR analyze billions of logs every day to help expose previously undetected security events. Let's examine together the recommended operational flow to ensure the highest security posture for your organization. Prevention is naturally the first pillar. By leveraging Check Point's world-renowned prevention architecture, Infinity, you can prevent over 98% of threats targeting your organization. But for those threats that were not prevented, you first have to detect them. Infinity Vision XDR leverages cutting-edge analytical technologies such as behavioral analysis and other AI-based detection technologies to uncover even the stealthiest attacks with unmatched accuracy. Detected threats are listed in a single prioritized list of incidents. Operators can then investigate and learn more on each threat and also hunt for additional threats and leads. The next step is remediate and eliminate the threat as well, and then ensure it will be prevented the next time. You can also investigate potential future and trending threats and proactively ensure that your prevention system is ready to prevent them even before you were attacked. At this point, I'd like to invite Oren to carry us through a more detailed overview of the Infinity Vision XDR platform. Oren?
Thank you, Ran. To detect the top threats in your network, we have divided our detection engines into 5 unique layers. The first layer is a determinist layer. Our checkpoint researchers can determine if a threat is real based on one log. We've added into the XDR the layer saying, we think and we know that is bad, so you need to take an action only based on the specific log. The second layer is a correlation rule. A correlation rule means we take multiple logs from multiple sources. Let's take an example. You have a quantum gateway and you have an endpoint or a cloud installation flow. We combine all of those logs and we locate threats in the network by the combination. The third layer is a custom rule. A custom rule is defined by the end user. A user can create any query he wants on the raw logs from all of the different products Check Point have, and by the correlation he created, create a security incident that he should analyze by himself. The fourth layer is behavioral analysis. Behavioral analysis is known with a bit of a false positive rate. But by the combination of behavioral analysis, correlation rules, and determinist rules, we are able to create one security incident and combine all of those different detections into one meaningful security incident. The fifth layer is machine learning. In the last 2 years, we've retrained our machine learning on the back end of the XDR to be able to locate in a very high accuracy threats in customer networks. The power is the combination between those 5. We will not create a security event on a log, and not only on a correlation between logs. We will create one security incident that each and one of those find it bad or find it suspicious. The combination is the power. Let's review what Infinity XDR brings us from the GUI perspective. We are now seeing the incident tab inside XDR application. The incident tab is divided into multiple areas that expose threats, related intelligence, and the score of the security incident. We've reordered the single list of all of the threats that has been found. We've added all the events related to them, and of course, all the mitigations and multiple assets needed to be taken care of on all of them. But one of the most important parts is the fact that we support MITRE-ATT&CK content across all of our portfolio. The fact is that you can open a security incident and find in each and one of them the full MITRE-ATT&CK technique map that transform the language of the incident into a meaningful language. From the initial access, into the execution, to exfiltrate data. We do not care what is the product that is installed. We are doing it across all of the product. So per security incident, you have a meaningful flow of attack that you can understand and of course go to the basic of the threat and into the root causes of why that happened to me. The attack flow that you are going to see represent JAIC use case. It's also represent real and live use cases our IRT team and lots of researchers has conducted and found in lots of networks. The first step is the attacker scanning a server in your network. And after that, trying to connect. In this case, an SSH connection to a server. It was successful because maybe you have used a predefined password or there is no password to enter the SSH or the specific server. The second step is to deploy an admin tool. In this example, it's WinSCP, but it can be any admin tool that will allow you to manage from remote this server. After the successful installation, I just need to take out what I need. That's a regular connection outside. It's not a threat. It's just an exfiltration flow using a high port, a low port, or just a known port to send the data out. But what is the challenge? And how do we locate it with a correlation rule? The correlation rule looks like that. The first step is unauthenticated access into the exposed server. It was scanned and then unauthenticated access. Quantum Firewall created a log. It was allowed by policy. Second step is download a managed application. It can be, again, any application that can be downloaded is just for the example. And in this case, it's WinSCP. Allowed. Threat emulation found it benign. Because it's WinSCP, it's common. It was allowed. The third part is application control. After the installation of the application, it started to communicate outside and say, I'm alive. Again, a valid application that was installed, not by you, by the attacker. And the fourth step, exfiltrating the data. A data was exfiltrated from this server using an administrative tool that was installed in a very simple flow. How can you tell if you don't have this use case in your own network? But how can you correlate those different logs from different products into one meaningful security incident? The correlation is one of the key functionalities. Time, 4 minutes for all of those different logs. The difference between source and destination. The source is the first one, is the attacker. What is the last one? Is now the receiver of the data from your network. How about the fact that everything was allowed? It's not bad, it's just allowed by the policy. And eventually, 100 gig of data was exfiltrated. This is a common use case that we see in customers' network. You got hit from that? How can you tell? And how can you correlate? That's exactly a correlation rule XDR gives you. Now, we finished the detection layer. We've located the threat, but we want to understand the context, the intelligence context of it. Our Google search alike inside XDR allows you to search for any indicator that is interesting for you for an offline research or in the context of the threat that has been found and to understand the geographical spread or the targeted industries. If it's related only for you, maybe it's more interesting. And of course, all of our intelligence from Checkpoint Research is exposed here. This is what we use in Checkpoint Research. We are exposing you our own tools to investigate threats in the network. So I've located the threat, I've analyzed the IOCs, and now I want to go deep. In XDR threat hunting, we are allowing you for the first time to hunt threats across all of Checkpoint products. That means we've aggregated and correlated all of the data from all of the products into one single pane of glass, allowing you to, first of all, query all of it in one place, and second, we've augmented it with embedded intelligence. So if you search for something, you will know if it's bad because we've enriched it inside the threat hunting platform. The second part is predefined queries. Us, as Checkpoint Research, gives you all the time an updated predefined queries for new threats that are there. A new threat from last week will be added into here, a predefined query with a detection rule. So you can create by yourself, or you can use our own predefined, but those are updated all the time because this is a cloud platform. And the third part, again, MITRE ATT&CK. We have mapped all of our products into MITRE ATT&CK language, allowing us to show you in one screen all of the attacker's intent and focus you on what are they trying to achieve and how. Last but not least is the playbook. We found a threat. We've alerted you. You've investigated the threat from related intelligence, and then you hunt it. But you want to take an action. The actions that we expose inside our XDR application are vast. But the important part is each and one of them is related to a different product. Let's say you've installed all of our portfolio. From an API perspective, we've connected all of the products into one place. So you can clean a host, you can remediate a file, you can block a sender, or you can connect specifically to the host that was found infected or you want to research. All of those from one place. And last but not least, we've talked about playbook, but showing you the flow, we believe, will allow you to understand a bit more how is it working. So a security incident has been created. The gateway integration allows us two things for Jake use case. The first one, a SAMP rule. I want to block the source IP that is bad for me, that is now exfiltrating data too. And I want to create an access rule that will block forever SSH for this server. And second, endpoint integration. I want to quarantine this host, and I want to remove the software that was installed. So starting from detection, locating the threat in high accuracy, investigate the threat from intelligence perspective and from hunting, and then take the action. All of those inside Infinity XDR. Back to you, Ron.
Thank you, Oren, and thank you for staying with us through this session. I'd like to summarize the key capabilities of Infinity Vision XDR. First, broadest visibility across all attack vectors: network, endpoint, mail, cloud, IoT. Automatic detection of even the stealthiest attacks with a low rate of false positives. Integrated threat intelligence to help you quickly understand the full scope of the attack, as well as actively hunt for additional threats. And finally, a simple and effective response playbook to help you respond to threats. And now, Jake is finally relaxed. He knows that Infinity Vision XDR has his back. Thank you, everyone, and I would like to invite you all to join me at the tech table to learn more about Infinity Vision XDR.